today's session, I'll be discussing about Excel advanced package. So in previous sessions, we discussed about Excel basic package, right? So now we'll see about Excel advanced package. If you observe here, we have two Excel packages, total 3 Excel packages. One is Office 365, we'll be discussing in future. But now we'll be going with Excel advanced. Okay. So here, to work with Excel advanced, here also we need to use the open Excel command first. Okay. I'm taking open, and here I need to select the file. So I'm browsing it. For this something canceling it first, I need to choose the file, right? So let me check my available files. Then I will decide that on which file I need to perform the automation. Here we open this student details file. So here I have the file. In this student details tab, I have the data. So apart from this, I have a lot of data. But let me remove all other sheets. Simply deleting this sheet one, all other sheets except student details. So I'm just preparing the data to perform the automations. Let it be good. This is my file. I saved it. I'll be performing the operations on top of this particular student details. There. Let me name it student details 1. I'll name it as student details 1. And here we need to remember one thing. This open command also similar to the open command of Excel basics, but the only difference is here in the Excel basic, the Excel file will not be opened physically, but here the Excel file will be opened physically whenever we use this particular open command, that means open Excel command from Excel advanced package. So now let me go and select the file here. So simply I'll be selecting the student details 1. So this sheet is having headers, so that's the reason I'm mentioning it as contains header. And what should be the sheet name? I want to open the specific sheet, so for that the reason I'm going to take the sheet name as well. I want to open this particular sheet name called student details. Okay, so I'm going back here. All these comments are similar to previous one, that is which is inside Excel basic command only. Everything will be similar only, and here I want to open it in read and write mode because I want to write the data to this particular file. That's the reason I am opening it in the read and write. Okay. And here we need to define the session name. So simply I'll create a variable for the session name. The variable name like a Excel session. I'll be defined like this. So in future I'll be using, as per the coding standards, we need to write the close command also right after we are done with our required operation. So that's the reason I am defining the close as well for now here. And I took the different close command. I need to take it from Excel base, sorry, Excel advanced package. Excel advanced package, and I'm taking the close action. So here I need to use that session name, that is Excel session. For now, to demonstrate this one, I'm just disabling this close option. Let me run it. We'll check that whether this particular Excel file is going to be open physically or not. This file is opened physically. If we go with the Excel basic package open command, the file will not be opened physically, but whenever we goes with the Excel advanced package, the file will be opened physically. And if you observe one more thing, see, let me go to the Excel basic one. We go to the Excel basic open. See the supported format. It only supports the that XLSX formatted Excel file only. But if you go with the Excel advanced open, see, it will be supporting with these many types of files, including PDF file. Okay, all these things can be opened by using Excel advanced package according to our requirement. Just please remember that. And see, I'm enabling this close operation as well. Here I just want to define that session name. So now we'll go with the commands one by one. Okay. Now access password protected. Simple. I took this one for support. See, if you observe this open command, your password is required, is there, right? If for suppose this particular Excel file is protected with the password, that has to be provided here, right? This is one method. Otherwise, you can write the open, and after that you can define the password by using external command, that is access password protected as well. Okay. So, but I don't have any password protected files, so I am not considering this. And the next one is append workbook. So append workbook, nothing but it's just merging two workbooks together. I'll show you that how that will work. So let me take this append workbook here. So I need to take this before to close. Should not take it after close. So my new file, whichever I'm going to select, that is going to be append with this my student details. Okay, let me select one file, one Excel file. I'll be selecting. Okay, let me check what is this data file. The data sheet is here, right? I just want to append this file with my student details file. So what I'll do is, so here I'll be providing the file path of this one. I'm simply taking it and I am selecting the append option here, and I need to provide the file details. So what is the extension of this file? Let me check that. The extension of this file is .xlsx. Okay, data.xlsx. Let me go here. Let me write the file name completely. Data.xlsx. It in brackets XLSX. If this particular sheet is password protected, then we need to enable it and we need to provide the required password. As this is not the password protected, I simply disabling it. And which Excel session we need to merge it? We need to merge it with this Excel session, right? So I'm selecting this. If I execute this now, both the files data should be merged together. Okay, check that. Supported format. Let's something extension issue came. Let me check it. What is the source file? XLSX only. Here the destination. Destination mentioned wrongly. That's the reason we got the error. Anyhow, let me close it and let me rerun the pod. Pod has run successfully. Let me go on, open the student details file now. We'll see that what is the result. See, that data sheet as appended as a new sheet in this particular file. So like this, append workbook will work. And the next command is append worksheet. See, remember this, the entire Excel file will be considered as a workbook and each sheet in the Excel file will be considered as a worksheet. For suppose here data is one workbook, Excel macro is another workbook, Excel table is another workbook. And if I open any workbook and again see here, the student details will be considered as one worksheet and data sheet will be considered as another worksheet. That is the difference between workbook and worksheet. You need to remember that. So now I'm simply removing this append workbook here and I'll be taking the append worksheet. I'll be taking the append worksheet. So simple. So here I need to select one file. Let's select the student details one file. So here I have selected the student details one and no password is required. I'll be taking another file. I'm not going to take the student details one. Simply, I'm just the CS file. I'll be considering this ATM file. Opening here ATM reconciliation data. Okay, let me copy this sheet name. I'll show you the another example. Here I'll be taking the ATM file as the Excel file, and from this particular Excel file, I want to append this particular sheet with my student details. And here I need to define the session name. See, earlier scenario, see, whenever I use the append workbook, in that scenario, the default worksheet, for suppose, if I consider this ATM only as the workbook to be append using append workbook, at that time, the default sheet of the workbook will be appended to the our source file, that means our students file. But in the append worksheet scenario, we can mention that which worksheet has to be appended with the source file. So now I'm telling that this ATM reconciliation sheet has to be appended. So I'm going to close all the Excels. I run this one. Close. I won't open this now. Let me open the student details. Well, let me close this data properties. Document has been opened. If you see, the particular worksheet has been appended to the given work. So like this, we can pull the required worksheet. So like this, we can append the particular worksheet from a work and close. We already discussed. It will help us to close the document. Okay. And next, convert Excel to PDF. Let me take this one. See, I'm simply removing this append here, and I'm taking. See here, it will ask us that do you want to convert entire Excel file into the PDF or any active sheet or any specific sheet. I just want to convert entire Excel file. So on where it has to be saved. So let me go back here. So here simply we need to provide the name, and here it should be the location. So simply I'll say that to save here my docs only. So here I'll be defining the PDF name. So I'll be giving like our YouTube channel name .pdf. So now the student details one Excel sheet going to be converted as a PDF, and the PDF name should be text successors.pdf. Okay. For suppose with this particular name, the PDF file is already existed. The old file should be override with the new file. So that's why I have selected this override. If you selected the do not write, it will be taking the numbers automatically, file 1, file 2, file 3, like. So I'm simply overriding it, and I am going to select the session name here. Session. So if I run this now, for running this, I am going to close this file. Converting, if you see that got executed successfully. Let me go here. See, the text successors PDF has been created just now, 8:57 p.m. the today's date. So let me open this. See what will be the output. It has all the sheets information here. You see that. So this is the student details one. This is another data file, and this is the ATM reconciliation. Some other macro name. This is the ATM reconciliation data. So everything has been converted as a PDF by using this particular command. Like this, we can convert the Excel files into PDF. Okay. And now the next command is create workbook. This will help us to create new Excel file. So here I am taking the path here. In this particular path, I'm just going to create one Excel file with the name of our YouTube channel. Excel SX should be created, and what is the sheet name has to be created. If you don't tell the sheet name here, the sheet name will be by default sheet 1, but here I am defining the sheet name also as successors. It has to be created like this. Is this file should be the password protected. I don't want to define any password, so I'm not going to consider this one. And here I'm just giving session name as yes, Excel. And I'm going to run this particular command alone here. Let me run it from here. Okay. The document has been created. Let me go here. Let's check for that Excel file. Let me refresh this window. File is not created. It's not created. Has to create. I'm able to create. Might be the privileges issue. Unable to create this file at this particular location. Why it's not able to create it? Let me define any other folder path. We'll check that right here. Take the path here. This downloads path. Right in here. Let me try to be this. Executed the entire code. Let's see. Will be happen. The file has to be created. We'll see that whether it will be created or not. Successors.xls. See, this file has been created. Maybe because of some privileges issue, we were unable to create the file in the previous path. But now here we can, like this, we can create the new workbook, okay, by using create workbook command. The same way, if we want to create any worksheet, we can create that as well. So I'm deleting this command and I'm deleting this PDF conversion too. And now I'm taking the create worksheet. The new worksheet has to be created inside the student details one. So that's the reason here simply give successor with this particular name. The new sheet has to be created inside the student details Excel file. So that's the reason I'm selecting here the student details Excel file session. If I run this now, The new sheet has been created. Go back this path. Student details one book. See, a new sheet has been created. Like this, we can create the new sheets in any existing Excel workbook. And delete cells we already discussed in the Excel basic package. Here also it will works in the same way, whether we want to delete the active cell or specific cell, and after that what action has to be performed. That means how cells has to be moved. Like this, it's already discussed when we were discussed about the Excel basic package. So if you missed it, you just go back and refer the videos. Simply, I'm not going to consider this now. And delete table column. See, this is a different concept. I'll explaining in coming sessions. Maybe this session or next session. Okay, let me go with this delete worksheet. So I have created this text section worksheet, right? So I just want to delete this one from this particular document. So I'm simply copying this. I don't want this command. And here, this particular sheet has to deleted from the student details one Excel file. See, we know that already we have the text success sheet over there. If I run this now, the sheet is going to be deleted. So see that the text success sheet has been deleted. Okay. Next command is disable the real time. What is this? Screen update. Okay. So if I use this one, what will be happen when we are assume that we are updating the huge data on top of the Excel. So when we execute the bot, we can able to see that which cell is going to be updated, which data is going to be updated, and which sheet the bot is working, all the things. If we use this one, if I use the disable it, the actions will be performed, but for the visualization purpose, we cannot able to see those options. Illustration. Yes, it's this one. Again, if I enable this one, we can see those operation changes. So it's just to prevent our visualization, but from the bot wise and the output wise, no change will be there. Nothing will be changed. Okay, that's simple. It is. See, it will be used when we are dealing with the huge data. You can read that note as well. Disable or enable real-time screen update of the worksheet before running action with a large data set. Like this, it will work. Now, just deleting it. Filter table. This is the table concept. And find, it will works exactly similar to the find command which is inside the Excel basic package. So I'm not going to consider this now. And now I'll say that find next empty cell. So if I take this now, so how the search should be done? Okay. Row wise or column wise? I just want to go with the row wise, and I will say specific cell from it should be done from A1. So session name I'm defining it. Insert output should be assigned to the sample string, and now the thing. So I need to print it in a message. I'm taking will help us to find the null boxes or empty cells inside the Excel. Putting it here. Let's see where it can find the empty cell. F1. Because when I said that to search for row wise, the first empty cell is in F1 right here. That's the reason it is giving F1. Okay, like this it will be giving. So it will help us to find the empty cells. Let me go to the another cell advanced package command. Find get cell color. Let me go where we have the colors in this file. Go to the data sheet. We have the colors, right? It is the yellow color, right? Okay. I just want to know the color. So I'll go with the data sheet. So here, while opening the document, so here instead of student details, I'll be naming this data sheet. Okay. This data sheet. And here, I'll removing this previous command and get cell color I'm taking. Background color here. If you want to know the text color, you need to select the text color. So in the background color and the specific cell, I just want to get the value from A1 of the particular Excel file, that is student. So that's the reason here I'm selecting the session and I'm assigning the output to this sample. Now I'm going to close it now. See, RGB color it will be giving. R value is this one, G value is this one, and B value is this one. Like this, it will be returning the colors. It won't say that it is yellow, pink, red like that, because different variations will be there in the same color, right? That's the thing. This is about getting the color. And next command is get current worksheet name. So simple. I'm taking this, and here also I'm defining the session name. What is the current worksheet name? As I am opening the data sheet, the worksheet name also will be the data sheet only. If we execute, the message box will return the value as data sheet. Data sheet. Like this, it will work. Next command is get multiple cells. It will work similar to the Excel basic package. So I'm not going to discuss now. And get number of rows. It will just simply return how many rows are there inside that particular Excel file. So I'm simply reading the previous command and it should be searched from or else. So from which sheet you want to know that? So I want to know the total number of rows from data sheet. Okay. Total number of rows, non-empty rows. I just want to know that non-empty rows. If I use the total number of rows, it will consider the empty rows as well. Okay, let me go with this one first. Here, I need here I'm assigning it to the sample number. In the message box, I need to print the sample number instead of sample string, because number of rows is the number string, right? That's the reason. How can we print it? Simply give the dollar symbol, select the sample number, and convert it into the toString. Dot toString. Execute now. It will give the total number of rows. See, it's written 11. Total 11 rows are there. Okay. The data is, if I do this, this is the selected part, right? Only this data will be considered. These empty cells will not be considered. This is about getting the total number of rows. The next command is get worksheet as a table. Simple thing. The entire worksheet will be assigned to a table data. Okay. Let me get worksheet as a table. So here I need to do the data sheet. Whether this sheet contains header or not. Yes, contains header. Then read visible text in cell or read cell value. For suppose read visible text here they give the example in the cell it is printed as 50%. The value also will be considered as 50%. If we select this option, if it is 50%, the special character will be removed and the only numeric data will be considered. Like this it will work. So I'm taking this option only, and here just defining the session name and inserting it here. And here see we need to assign it to a table variable. See here Excel worksheet data. So the data will be assigned to the table variable, and how we can access the data from the table variable. See, we'll discuss this when we are working with get multiple cells. There is a loop, right? Loop. Simply first of all, I'm saving it. So here I'm taking the loop, choosing that each of the table, and I am defining the table. And again, the values should be assigned to the table row, record type variable, and here you can print that using the message box. Table row. I'll go by index. I just want to print the data from index 1. Save. Now the column B data is going to be printed one by one. See, UPI. Again UPI will come, after that NB will come. Like this it will work. Like this we can consider, see here two methods. The first method is we can go with the get multiple cells, and there we can select that entire all cells, and then we can assign the data to the particular table variable. Otherwise we can use this method also. Okay. Get worksheet as a data type. Both will work in the similar way. There is no big difference in between them. Get worksheet names. We'll see what is this. So I'm going here. So here we need to get the worksheet names, right? So it's just removing the previous command, and here simply find the worksheet name. Yes, simple. I just want to select the session name of the Excel. See here, variable is showing. See here, whenever I create the variable, it is showing the list. Why it is taking list is, see, the Excel workbook may have n number of worksheets, right? So how can we store the n number of values in a single variable? By using list type, right? That's the reason the default type of this particular command is list type. So just remember it. It might be the interview question for you. Okay. And how can we access the data from the list? Simple. In this loop, instead of the data table, we need to select the list type. So once I select the list type, here I need to choose the list name. All the items should be get, and see, I created one variable because why the any type is, we don't know what is the value of that list value. Might be the number, that list value might be the string, the list value might be some date, we don't know, right? That's the reason we took the any type format. So I'm just creating the any type variable, and here I'm going to print that line item or list item. See, as this document is going to have 3 sheets, it will be giving 3 sheet details: student details, data sheet, and ATM reconciliation. The student details, the first sheet name, the second sheet name is data sheet, and third sheet name is ATM reconciliation full state operation. So that is about getting the sheet names. Where is the next comment? Get what sheet names. This go to cell is similar to the basic package command, and this is go to next empty cell. It will help us to move between the empty cells only. It will be similar to the go to cell. The difference is, if I specific here, see, from A to, let's say like this, from left side, wherever we found the empty cell, there it will go. Like this, it will work. If I select the upper side portion, it will search. If I select like this, downside portion, it will check. Like this, it will be. This is the very user data. Okay, for now, see, it's almost a 1 hour session. So for now, I'm stopping here. In the next part, I'll be continuing with the remaining commands. Okay.